Okay, welcome back to another episode of Paladin Financial Talk. I am your financial advisor host today, Ellie Robison, and I have a guest host from our office, Zach Langemeier.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi, Zach.
Hi.
You've been on the podcast before, but remind people, what do you do in the office?
Yes, I am a paraplanner, so I assist the advisors in our office kind of with the operational side of things, answering phone calls, paperwork, things like that. And
You're a huge help to us, I have to admit.
Thank you.
So if your advisor is not available, ask Zach. He'll know the next best answer for any questions that you might have in our office. So, okay, well, welcome. I do want to disclose, since Tony Shore is not here today and the Foleys are out of the office this week, Zach are kind of taking over, and we're going to make this episode our own. So I want to fully disclose any and all opinions that we say today does not reflect the opinions of Paladin as a whole. We're just going to kind of wing it and have this a little bit more conversational than normal, and just make sure that you talk to your advisor for any investment decisions at the end of the day. So
Awesome, let's get into it.
okay, well, Zach, what are we talking about today?
Yes, we're going to be talking about side hustles and how to make a couple extra bucks outside of your daily jobs. So.
Yeah, and we came up with this topic mostly because there's so many big goals that people want to try to hit with their money. Like, you have a wedding coming up.
Yep.
That's a huge expense.
Yep.
And so weddings nowadays are quoted at $20,000 to $30,000, I've heard.
Yep.
It's not cheap.
Yep.
Houses, I mean, extravagant travel plans, like, things are just expensive nowadays, and so it does not hurt to have a little bit of side income come in.
Yep.
So Zach and I came up with a long list of things, or just ideas for you to take home and just kind of take it and make it your own. Zach is good at this because you already have like a side employment income, don't you?
Yes, yeah. So I currently am a coach for youth sports, specifically basketball, and it's a great way to kind of tutor kids with basketball and continue to help them build their skills. And then also just I enjoy sports, so it's kind of a fun little situation for me.
It's good dad practice
yes,
for you.
Yes. Before I have kids, I feel like I have kids. So.
I have to give you kudos. Like, you told me a story of just handling parents the other day, and I think you handled it very well for someone who's just entering into like that coaching role. Congratulations on that, because I would have been very intimidated, handling parent confrontation and just leading in those kind of conversations. So good for you.
Yep. Yeah. I also want to mention reffing as well.
Oh, yeah.
I've considered that as an option. So if you're a little bit more introverted, reffing might be the way to go.
Yeah,
so
if
if
you
you
don't
don't want
wanna-
to be confrontational, reffing might be a good option as well. So
That is a good option. Other, I guess, introverted ideas. So I don't know if you know this about me. You probably know this about me. I didn't originally go to school for finance. Like, I originally have like a design marketing background. And so that's something that like you don't have to go to school for, but you can absolutely have as a side gig, is just side website developing, designing, graphic designing. If you're good at copywriting, editing, like, there's so many freelance jobs that you can hunt out and scout out on your own. I know that there's websites, there's called like Fiverr. I've been on Upwork back in the past. It's pretty competitive, but you can find freelance gigs through that. But I guess other things could be bookkeeping or like mechanics. That was an idea. I'm like, I wouldn't be doing that. I don't know about you.
Yep, not for me.
But like, if you're good at that stuff and if like your neighbors need help, and start marketing yourself and say, hey, I'll charge you a little bit and I'll help you on a Saturday or whatnot. I mean, Ubering, Uber Eats, handyman work.
Yep. I've actually DoorDashed in the past. It's
You have?
another one.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in college specifically, I DoorDashed. Make great extra couple bucks. And again, if you're
Easy,
busy,
too.
Yep,
That's
easy.
easy,
Just
yeah.
pick up the food and go.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
A couple other ideas that I had scouted out is like real estate sales or professional tax prep services or salon services. You technically could like be a realtor like on the side. You just have to be mindful of the actual licensing that comes with it and just paying for that. But you could do it. Like we could do it if we really wanted to.
You'd be pretty busy, but
I know. I feel like we're already drowning with work. But I don't know. We're just spitballing ideas here. Okay, so kids we already talked about, tutoring, coaching, reffing, babysitting is obviously on the line with kids, but how about the millennial kids, which I'm referencing to pets. So you could always consider dog walking, pet sitting, doggy daycares. That's easy.
As long as you don't have allergies. Again, that one not up my alley. But I do love dogs as long as they don't shed. But
I mean, it'd be easy if, like, the owner is okay with dropping the dog off at your place, you know, for the weekend. Like, it's a few $100 that you could make. Super easy. It's nice for you since you have a backyard now.
Yes, that is true.
Another idea, we've mentioned it on the podcast before, but achieving dreams. I know that you have done it in the past. I don't know if you're still doing it. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Excuse me. With coaching right now, I've kind of taken a little bit of time off with that, but achieving dreams is a really good option for people that might have student debt, or kids might have student debt, or even paying for a band trip or anything like that. Essentially what it is, it's a nonprofit organization, and you work concessions basically at any professional sporting event in the Twin Cities, Minnesota Wild, the Gophers, Vikings, etc., Twins. I do a lot of Twins games, but basically you just work the concessions, and then whenever you want that money, it's made out to your student loan provider or wherever. It's not made out to you. It's not a personal check. But if you have any situation like that, it's a really nice benefit, and there's no tax implication on it, or taxes taken out of it, I should say. So it's a great opportunity, and I've used it for my own personal student debt, and it's been a great thing that I've learned about, honestly, and it's really helped me pay down debt a lot quicker, along with my other side hustles of coaching as well. So it's been great experience.
I really love that they're paying the provider directly. So like there's no opportunity for you to like blow this money. And so it helps with a budgeting perspective. It also just like kind of fills your time too at the end of the day. Like you love sports.
I was gonna say I love sports, so yes, I can't technically watch the games, but I'm still there. I can hear the crowd noise. I ask people when they come for food, hey, what's the score? Because I can't see it half the time. But overall, it's a fun experience. I mean, you get the game day experience. You're still there. And again, I'm
do it with your friends.
Doing it with
your
friends.
Fiance.
I do it with my fiance, so that's great too. She's one of my friends. So
and I mean, but and do her payments go to help provide for your student loans?
Yes. Yeah, I was going to mention too. So you actually can do it on behalf of someone else. So there's a lot of adults that do that. That I've worked with that do it for their kids. Their kids might not be there, but it's again for a band trip, and even high school. It doesn't have to be college. It can be for anything like that. So you basically, as you sign up, you basically have to explain why you're signing up.
Okay. It's like an application.
A little bit. They want to make sure that, okay, you're not just doing this to do it, but you actually have somewhat of a purpose for it. But typically they say yes awesome. Once they go through it. So it's been a great find for me, and I've taken the winter off a little bit since sports has kind of dipped a little bit, and I'm coaching. So
you're busy.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
True. But. So that's a really good idea. We've talked about it before, and it's just based in Minnesota. So if that's something that you would be interested in, go check it out. We would encourage you there. A couple other ideas. I am an avid farmers market girl. I don't know if you go to farmers markets. Do you?
I don't, but my fiance does. Yeah. So I guess I sometimes go with her. So.
Okay. Well, like now is the season for like signing up to like sell things at farmers markets and art fairs, because like Minneapolis is huge into art fairs too. I think that's a great idea. What also made me think of the art fairs perspective is, so Mitch Heil, he helps edit this podcast. So he's behind the scenes, and he has a side business with his art. It's called Horn Dog Maps. And what they are, it's like topographic cutouts of lakes all across like the country, mostly in Minnesota because he's here. But he like sells his art on the side, and it's like something that he loves to do, and it's like great side money.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I saw his artwork in the gallery downtown Stillwater too, so I was chatting with him a little bit about that. And I don't know, it's just, it's fun. I'm like, I want to start a little art hobby and just start selling it on the side.
Yeah.
It's a good, I don't know, option for anyone who's interested in stuff like that. A couple other ideas on the like technology side of things or online. How familiar are you with like online side gigs, Zach?
Not super familiar.
Not super familiar.
No.
Okay, well, drop shipping is like the one thing that has like blown up in the last few years. That's all it is. It's like you're building out an e-commerce store, and instead of like having inventory with you, whenever a customer submits an order, it's directly mailed straight from the warehouse. So it like removes you from it. All you're doing is just like setting up the website and making sure that the payment process is like aligned properly. So that is like one way. I know it takes a lot of work though in building up that customer base, but anything does. Like at the end of the day, for side gigs, if you're trying to have your own side business, like it comes down to sales. So like you have to build up your sales aspect of any of these kind of gigs. But one thing that aligns with like the online stuff is retail arbitrage, and I'm a little guilty of this. So I sell like my clothes online, like old clothes that like I've only worn it a few times. I know I'm not going to wear it again. And it's better than like giving Goodwill Lululemon, you know? So it's like, okay, I might as well try to sell this. So I'll sell it and I'll make a little bit of money off of it. But every once in a while, if I am like out at thrift stores, I don't know if you know this, I don't know if we've talked about it. Like if I find a Ralph Lauren sweater for $5, I'll buy it and then I'll resell it online for $20. And so I'm making a little bit of a spread on it, but that's where I really lean into the retail arbitrage of it. And it's not consistent. I'm not consistently doing it, but it's like you might as well.
I was saying, I mean, if it looks brand new, no one's going to really know the difference anyway.
No, not at all.
It's good quality.
Yeah, and like people, they like their brands. So it's like if you find something that is super cheap at a thrift store and it's hasn't really been worn and it looks really nice, like someone will buy it at a little bit more expensive of a price. So
one other thing, actually, now that I think about it, I was organizing my basement the other day and went through a bunch of books that I have, tons of old childhood books, and I actually took them to a bookstore. I forget the name of it, but I made some money from that too.
Nice.
So if you have a bunch of stuff laying around and clutter, maybe reconsider and
sell it
and clean up your stuff too. So
people will want it. Like I secondhand shop. There's no like guilt in that. Like,
there's a lot of really good things that you can do
to. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yep.
Where'd you do that? In Apple Valley?
Apple Valley.
Okay, so down there. I'm sure there's places all around the cities.
Yeah, I'm sure there's too.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a good idea. Other technology things is if you're good at setting up software or just setting up a computer in general for older people who just like don't know how to do it, you can like offer services there. One like business idea that I thought of, which doesn't even have to be a side gig, but cybersecurity. I really do think that cybersecurity will be very important going into the next decade. Like it is just increasingly more alarming as just services are expanded online, and there's a lot of scammers out there.
Yep.
So
they're getting better at it too.
So good. I keep getting
better.
Phishing emails where I'm double thinking. I'm like, wait a second, is this real?
And it looks like a real address or email address. Yep.
I don't know if you've gotten this recently. I know a couple of people like outside of Paladin at other companies have gotten this phishing email, including myself, but it like looks like it comes from Microsoft and it has a QR code. Have you gotten that?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
It looks legit. It looks very legit. It says it's from Microsoft, but the way I could tell that it was a phishing email was it was addressed to my first and last name with a period in between. That was the only like indication. Otherwise, like it looked so real.
Wow.
So just be careful.
Yep.
Yeah. You gotta watch yourself there. A couple other online things. So 10 years ago, blogging used to be huge. I don't know if you were in the know about this.
Nope. Not as much.
Like mommy bloggers, like chef, like people or just people in the kitchen, they're publishing blogs online. I think that's a little bit more outdated now, and it's shifted more to social media in general. We're all aware of how much social media influencers are making nowadays, like YouTubers and stuff like that. You don't have to be doing that as a full-time job to like make some side income. I know that like all of the social media platforms. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they all have their own version of like a creator fund. So I know if you have over 1,000 subscribers and probably like have to have enough like watch time by your subscribers, like they'll pay you out. Same with TikTok. If you have a video that goes viral and it's over 60 seconds, TikTok will pay you out on that. And so it's like free money.
Yep.
And then once you like build up your own base, like you can start marketing yourself to offer like online affiliate links or just ad income and sponsored content in general. So you know how you listen to a podcast and they say, hey, this podcast is sponsored by blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Like they're getting paid good money to do that. So it's another idea, and you can do it as a side gig. I have a friend who she started a coffee Instagram. Like, so it's a niche thing. I think if you want to be successful in like the online space, you have to have a niche, right?
Yep. Or something that you're passionate about. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you got enough people to watch, you could start even a podcast or a show about sports. I mean, that's one of the main things that I would even consider. Obviously, you need people to listen and get up to that point. But, I mean, I think I know enough about sports. I think I could talk for days on end. So if I ever got to that point or wanted to actually pursue that, I think I could.
You should. I mean, we have microphones right here, Zach. We'll start another podcast for you.
Yep.
A couple other things that I added to the list last minute: bartending. Like, I think you can make a lot of side cash if you are a night owl and you're okay with staying up until restaurant close. Like,
and you might only have to work Friday and Saturdays anyway.
And
so
like,
those are the biggest days of the week for months, and then that doesn't even affect your work hours.
Exactly.
So, exactly.
Especially if you're like extroverted too and you really like talking to people.
Yep.
I fluctuate. So there's like times in my life or weeks where I'm like, yes, I want to be super extroverted. And then there's times where I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone after work. Like, don't talk to me. So I think that's a good idea. I had a girlfriend who had spitballed doing spray tanning too on the side. I don't know if she actually started doing it. She moved to Chicago recently. Sure. But I thought that was a good idea. Like, it's just not something that you would originally think of. But she was like, I don't know, I would pay someone cheap to like spray tan me. And she's like, I want to do it for other people. So I don't know, there's a lot of opportunities and options out there. So
there's,
any other ideas that you've thought of as we've gone down our list here?
No, I think, I think the bottom line would just be finding something that you're passionate about, even as a hobby, and see if there's a door that opens up for you. I didn't think I was going to be a coach. And the door opened up, and I'm really happy I did it. Yeah. So I have no regrets. Same with achieving dreams. I was a little hesitant at first. I was like, it almost sounds too good to be true. I was like, there's something got to be off, but it's been a really good experience. Yeah. So, but I don't think I have anything else. But I would say find something that you're passionate about, and if you can make an extra dollar doing it, do it.
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate there where I don't think you necessarily have to be passionate about it. Yep. If you just have a skill, like you can just be good at it. Yep. It's not a full-time job. If you know that you're good at bookkeeping, it's not fun. I mean, I don't think it's fun, but like it's a side gig where you can have some more money saved at the end of the year. So a couple other things that I had thought of that aren't necessarily side gigs, but you can still earn money doing is credit card rewards. Do you have credit cards? Like, do you use credit cards?
I do have one, okay. I only minimally use it for, like, gas and things.
Just to build up your credit.
Yep.
I'm not going to give any like hard recommendations on certain credit cards to use. There are resources out there to try to find like really good options, like nerdwallet.com. I love using that website just to see what's out there. But there's a lot of credit cards that are free. Like, you don't have to pay an annual fee for them, and they'll pay you back. So it's either you accumulate 5 times the points for every time you use it at the grocery store, and then, I don't know, you can use that redemption when you buy something else. Sure. Or I know that you can cash out certain rewards. I have a couple credit cards. I like using Discover, and I also use the Chase Sapphire, which is a travel card. There is an annual fee on it, but like at the end of the day, like it's making me money, or it's giving me money back, I should say.
Sure.
So that's one. Savings accounts. So I thought of this because I met with someone back in December, and he said that he had made $13,000 in the last, I don't know if it was year or like last couple years in general, off of like transferring his emergency savings to new banks that are offering like not discounts, but offering like deals like, okay, sign up today with a $5,000 minimum and we'll pay you out $200. He kept doing that with savings accounts and got $13,000 out of it.
And then would.
Yes, and he would just keep like bouncing them. Yes, and just keep moving his money. I mean, you have to like, it's like a part-time job in itself trying to find all the
places,
offerings out there. But hey, it's free money. I don't have this on the list, but it also made me think is I had a little bit of crypto on Coinbase, on my Coinbase app. This was a couple years ago. And Coinbase, like they do offer like some cash rewards if you like take quizzes through Coinbase. This is so weird. This is so niche. And it's not a lot of money, but I just got an email the other day which reminded me like they're offering up to $36 of cash rewards. Like if you take these like quizzes. So I'll do that at night. Like if I'm falling asleep, I'll take these quizzes and I'll get paid a little bit of money. And I'm like, whatever.
Works.
It's a couple coffees.
Yep.
Half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
And then last that I had also put on the list was coupon clipping. Like there's
like
no shame in that.
Box
yeah.
clips or on cereal?
Yeah. I mean, not just cereal, but I think like just, you know, when you get junk mail in your mailbox, like flip through it and you can see deals on what other grocery stores are offering and whatnot. I don't know.
Yep.
There's no shame in it. I'll do it every once in a while. I'm not really good at like doing it consistently, but there's like shows online that have like coupon clippers, like ultimate coupon people who will like. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this? Okay.
On TLC or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're still running it, but
and
like
they
it's
get
a thing.
$500 worth of groceries for like $3 and they're mad about it because it's not. It's like, too expensive.
It's not zero.
Yeah, because they budget before they go.
I mean, it's a thing. I mean, you probably do the same when you go get an oil change, like at Jiffy Lube or Valvoline or whatever. They always have a $10 like coupon available online, so you have to like show them the coupon in order to get that $10 off. But there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of options. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. For my sports fans that are listening, okay, before we end this show, it is the NFL divisional round of the playoffs, okay? I'm a Packer fan. We upset the Cowboys last week. I am riding high right now with Jordan Love and the Packers. All right? My predictions for this weekend. Ravens beat the Texans. Packers shock the world again. Beat the Niners.
Again, okay.
Because we weren't supposed to beat the Cowboys.
Okay. You think it's going to happen again, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Lions are going to beat the Buccaneers. It's going to be an NFC North, NFC Championship game, Lions versus Packers. And the Bills are finally going to beat the Chiefs. Heard it here first.
You heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here first.
Okay.
Watch me go 0 for 4. I might go 0 for 4, but that's my predictions.
I love it. Okay, well, to wrap things up here, if you have any podcast ideas or any questions, anything that you want to hear more about, you can shoot us an email at info@paladinfinancial.com. Or if you're ready to sit down with one of the advisors in our offices, either for a first appointment or for an annual review, give us a call at 651-842-8406. And I hope you have a good day.
Awesome.
Perfect. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.